Kilohana Makai LLC amend SMA 07000020. Application for a 5-year time extension to comply with condition number 3, complete construction of SMA permit number 07000020, which was issued in 2007 to allow the development of a 5-story, 11-unit residential condominium on 14,450 square feet of land in the special management area. The property is located along the Makai side of Ali'i Drive, adjacent to and south of Kona Banyan Tree Condominium, Holualoa 1st and 2nd, North Kona, Hawaii, TMK 37614, parcel 13. We've received 2 petitions for standing in a contested case hearing. So by Planning Commission Rule 4-6, we acknowledge these petitions. They were received in a timely fashion. So the commission today will be hearing from the petitioners and deciding on if these petitioners have a case for standing in a contested case hearing. At this time, I'd like to call up the first petitioner, Ms. McMichael, the applicant, and the planning director. Ms. McMichael, why don't we start with you? And just a reminder, you can certainly talk about the merits of the project, but what we're here specifically to decide today is your qualifications for standing in a contested case hearing. Mahalo.
My name is Paula Simmy McMichael, and I reside in the Holualoa District 1 and 2.
Thank you. Please proceed with your presentation.
Okay. I would like you to say no to the project. That's my number 1. And if you're inclined to say yes, then I would plead with you to allow me to present my information and past decade of this entire area of the Holualoa Bay. I battled with the county, the state, DLNR since 2005 on all the destruction of this land. And, you know, building lands on this area should be the public beach. And when you put a building there, this is a coastal high hazard zone. The ocean keeps tearing it up, and we keep allowing them to build their walls. And this is our land, the public land. This is our surf area. I have ran surf contests there for 10 years, 6 contests a year for the 10 years. It is the best surfing spot on the entire island of Hawaii. You would not put buildings on Oahu at the pipeline, Sandy Beach, 20 feet from the shoreline. This is our land, and they keep illegally trying to restore their seawall to protect the building, and they have done everything wrong about it. They got fined $45,000. And the last hearing you said about the clear definition of the state and the county on whose line it is. But I have photos to show you that they are building inside the sand, and they're moving the shoreline out. And they were told to get shoreline survey maps, and then twice it was rejected. So the state said, you know, the real high tide, we have to go by the flood FEMA, and the real line is in the middle of Ali'i Drive center line. You take all our beach, you take all our parking, There is no parking. Every condo there has no parking, no parking. So that's public shoulder parking. They took everything away. Then they take our beach away. And they constantly battle. The sand, and they put the seawall, and they tell you to stay off the grass. And they make you walk on along the shoreline, and there's nothing to walk on. It's all rocks. And to build another one, when you have this, and you call it an infill, where's the checks and balance of the public open space? It's really difficult. And I think it should be changed as far as the open space, because you're saying from the highway. How about the coast? The coastline is like, it's nauseous, because all they're doing now is protecting their property with all these walls. And all you do is you drive down and it's walls, walls, walls. And you're talking about sea rise. And you're saying, oh, well, you can't put that now because the state is working on this law, but it's not law. But here, it's because it's a coastal high hazard zone of more than 3 feet of wave, it's considered high hazard. So it constantly gets trashed. And because they keep eroding our shoreline, we no longer have the inside wave. And the inside wave, you can put keikis, little keikis there to surf with their kupuna and mothers, but now you don't have it. So you really, at Banyans, you really have to be an advanced surfer to surf there now. They've changed our waves. And it breaks further out, and the waves are dangerous outside. So I'm saying that, and also, now we find out, since 2007, it's now historic. This Holualoa Bay is Keakealani Wahine. And it's now historic. And also, because they all did their illegal seawalls, EVs came up. And now you have to do a thorough archaeology study. And not just study, you have to test the soil. And because it was inhabited by the chiefs, this was a well-known area. So when you have all the EVs, you need to check, because now we have state constitutional laws that we have as Kanaka Maoli to protect Iwi Kupuna. My husband, he was part of the building of Balikai. And this whole discussion came up, and he says, well, he was a journeyman carpenter, so he didn't do the laborer part. But he said when they did the footing and foundation, he said they was carrying boxes of EVs every day. And when they found the EV in 2010, after they did their illegal wall, the EV showed up in the shoreline. The DoCare came, and the surfers said, it was weird, Simmy. Things were flying out of his truck. So he just took off. I got a call from an ex-DLNR. He said, Simmy, get down there. There's an EV problem there, and they're not addressing it. So as soon as I got there, I called West Hawaii Today. The surfers said that DoCare ran away, and they left the EV in the sun. And it was, the waves are going to take it away, so they covered it with the rocks. I saw the grave, and you know, they took a lot of time for this grave. Each rock looked almost the same. It was almost like square, and then all the edges were rounded. And it was in a rectangular shape. There was over an acre lost. You can see the map, I have it. They lost an acre. So the land went further out.
I'm not stopping you, I just have a question. In your presentation, can you talk about how your interest is distinguished from the general public. I think we really want to hear that. And or if this project does go through, is there any actual or threatened injury to you? I think that will help us a lot as part of your presentation. So continue.
I'm a cultural descendant. My family came here in the 1800s. They came here as plantationers, restored fish ponds, cooked, canoe builders, fishermen. They came to Kohala in the 1800s. Back then, the United States were trying to control the Chinese, and they had this Newlands resolution. And if you had a business, you could stay. But if you were a laborer, you had to prove you were married. So what they did, my ancestors, lived with the Hawaiians and married their daughters. I have records to show you that they also had a lawsuit in the 1800s with the Kohala Sugar. That's where they were. And they had a lawsuit for the right, W-R-I-G-H-T, on water rights for the Kalo sugar. And in that document, in the Supreme Court, my relatives are in there. Then I have a marriage certificate, and I thought that it was King Kamehameha 1 and 3 of Kahalu. But it's actually with King Kalakaua, who my family has deep ties with King Kalakaua. And it was specifically Kahalumauka. And so Auntie Lily Kong ran me through it. And I am related to her family because she's a Kong.
Okay, so under item E, persons who are descendants of Native Hawaiians who inhabited the Hawaiian Islands prior to 1778, who practiced those rights which were customarily traditionally exercised for these purposes, you're saying you are a descendant of Native Hawaiians, is that correct?
Yes, because of the Akau. My family married the Akau specifically. Okay, and the cows have a marriage certificate. It said they were resided in Kainaliu and the residents of La'aloa Tukeho. And yeah, so a cow is now, I found, is descendants also of the Alapa'is who resided on this, because the Akau is the mother. She's an Akau.
And I don't mean to get too specific,
I know,
but we
it's
do have rules here. But I mean, do you have Coco? Do you have Hawaiian blood?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think
Yes.
that we just need to be clear with that.
Well, here's what I brought, because I can't explain things. It's always picture tells 1,000 words for me. So here's my family, and they came from China. They landed in Hawaii. These are pictures, tons. There's so much mana, just so much mana here. I can't believe what happened. Is this particular land is the Chun, and next to it is the Akau. It's surreal. I just think it's surreal. I only know Hawaiian since I was a little girl. This picture here, Governor Burns. I campaigned for him. So I was a hula dancer since I was 3. I've danced on every television station there was on Lucky Luck, Kini Popo, Bozo the Clown. It's like every television station there was. I danced. And realized that the most significant one was Mary Pukui's 69th birthday and the celebration of the Hawaiian Dictionary with the Hawaiian University. And it was at the Blaisdell, and I was a solo dancer there. It was the largest audience, and I couldn't figure out why. But I grew up, my family had a shoe store on Nu'uanu. We were only like 3 blocks away from the Iolani Palace. So they grew up with all the Hawaiians, and my family went to Iolani with all the Hawaiians.
So you're pili with the Akau Ohana, is that correct?
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right, thank you.
Okay. Then,
Chair,
Then
for a question,
Yeah?
as it relates to the application for petition contested case, item D, we check no under, are you a person with descended from Native Hawaiians who inhabited the,
yeah, I checked no
Yes.
because it said 1778.
right?
I didn't check 1778. My records have 1800s. So I didn't check the Hawaiian side. But now I have. We checked with the genealogy to the Alapais, who are the Akaus, and he has all the records. He's done the study.
Oh, okay, so
So now I'm going right under them because
you're
this is
pili
my
with,
family married into them
Okay,
to
so-
stay in the United States.
okay, so you are prior to 1778
Yes,
then?
yes.
By that lineage? Okay.
Yeah.
good.
So
Thank you
that-
for the clarification. Again, our job is to
yeah.
follow the definition.
Okay. And then so basically this is all I know is Hawaiian. And to make me separate, I'm a surf shop too, so that's part of, no one else had that. I'm the only female in this state that's owned a surf shop for 41 years. And that's my culture. I grew up in Waikiki with one of my families married to Duka Hanamoku family. So that's all I know. And my grandma, she's in this corner. She died at 99, and she had grandchildren, great-grandchildren. When she died, it was 71 of them. They made a lot of babies so that they could make money as laborers and send money to China. So they married all those Hawaiians. And I have a whole closet full of paperwork and pictures. A closet full. And you can't find these pictures. So I have more.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
To the applicant then, this is your opportunity. Do you have any objections to the petition? Please state your name and area of residence.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Stephen Lim from Carl Smith Ball, business address 121 Waianui Avenue in Hilo. With me to my left is Mr. Bill McCowett, who is the representative of Kilahana Makai LLC today at the hearing. We do have objections to the intervention request by Ms. McMichael as we submitted in our pleading earlier. We understand that she has now updated her information, that she does claim the traditional customary practices as a Native Hawaiian. And I just had some questions to ask her with respect to, just exactly what those are.
Okay.
Ms. McMichael, could you tell us, before a procedural issue first, in your petition, you mentioned that you're the president of the West Hawaii Surfing Association.
Ms. Michael, could you please speak into the mic for the minutes? Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Are you claiming intervention for the West Hawaii Surfing Association or just yourself individually?
Both.
Do you have any resolution or any other authorization from the West Hawaii Surfing Association Board of Directors giving you authority to do that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have that with you?
No.
Okay. Can you submit that to the commission?
Sure.
Okay. So you're coming in as the West Hawaii Surfing Association and as Paula McMichael individually?
Yes.
Okay. And obviously would object to the West Hawaii Surfing Association for lack of proof of representation. But I'll go on with the traditional and cultural practices issue. What are the traditional and cultural practices you yourself practice at this property?
I surf and I pray to the Eevees.
Okay. You were mentioning during your initial presentation, things about the owner being fined $45,000 for seawall demolition and trying to build on the sand and all those things. Those are not this property, right? Those are another property.
This is one lot away.
Okay, so those are not related to this property.
It's in the area. It fronts Holua Loa Bay.
Right, but it's not this property that those violations occurred on.
No.
Okay. How long have you been practicing the traditional and customary practices that you mentioned at this property?
I would say in the 70s. 70s.
And how often?
I live right above of it, Holualoa. This is part of the Ahupua'a. Yeah, often, every day.
Every day?
Every day, I pray to Akua.
Okay, from not necessarily this property.
This whole area. This is where I live.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to
Yes.
get the locational area of where you practice the traditional and cultural practices. And please excuse my questions. I have to ask these as part of the record.
Where do I pray?
Yes.
I pray every day as I go to bed and as I wake up. And if I'm in the water, I pray. And I also pray for surf.
Okay.
And I pray out loud and I sing out loud. Everybody knows that. And when I sing, the waves come.
Okay. No further questions.
Thank you. Mr. Yee? Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth before the Planning Commission?
I do.
Please state your name and area of residence for the record. Thank you.
Michael Yee, Hilo.
Thank you. Please comment on the petition.
I do not object to the petition for standing.
Thank you. Commissioners, do you have any questions of the petitioner, the applicant, the planning director?
How often do you surf out there, Banyans? When provided there's waves.
I can't surf there anymore because they've ruined the inside waves. They've taken away the inside waves. The last time I surfed there was the Keola Nahihi Surf Contest. And the inside wave, because it's so shallow, that I surfed and it hit my head and I was bleeding. And that's the last time I could surf there.
But although you can't surf there anymore, are you still engaged in promoting surfing at the location?
I don't do the surf contests anymore. I did it for 10 years. And I brought up Shane Dorian. He was my team rider. And he's taken over. And he's done all the surf contests now. And he's done a wonderful job. Like, he's promoted surfing. He's given them scholarships and surfboards. And, I mean, you name it. He brings, with the Laura Sayre and the Frank Sayre, they have the foundation, the Danny Sayers. And so they bring in all the pro surfers to Banyans. I go there every contest, support them, and it's just wonderful. I mean, they have to have certain grade point average. They don't pay anything. They have like a canned goods to the food bank. They get trips to go to the national surf contests, and tons of brand new surfboards are donated from Firewire and Kelly Slater.
Yeah.
They're all, so it's just carried on. And yeah,
Just just trying to understand. So how much day-to-day time do you go down there, just check the surf, check on everybody? Is that just a part of your regular life, going down and
well,
seeing
I
the scene
don't
and
hang
stuff?
out there every day. It's when the surf
Right.
is up. And-
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's something that you'd be going to do. If there's surf, you'd be going to the area
Yeah.
to be
Yes.
involved
I
in
love
it.
watching and
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
But it's